Hi.
Hi.
Nice sunny day, but maybe not for long, but
No.
nice sunny day. We're here in the Lazaretti co-working space. Beautiful, complex, beautiful structure right outside of Dubrovnik's historical center. So, you are from Britain and your husband and yourself used to own a wine shop, right?
Yeah. So we had a wine shop for 8 years, a shop and bar hybrid kind of company. And we sold it in October last year in order to pursue more of a free life, I guess, really, sort of being able to realise our love for travel and becoming digital nomads.
Right. Well, Dubrovnik, as you know, has quite a bit of experience with foreign travelers, but not so much with digital nomads.
Yeah.
So how did you find the town so far? How did you find your life as a digital nomad here in Dubrovnik?
Pretty good. It's been great weather, which really helps. There's plenty to do here. It's been really nice to meet the digital nomads here as well. So far, it's been a really great experience.
And what are some of the operational maybe difficulties or challenges you had to deal with? What are the things you think the city or any sort of organization looking to cater to digital nomads can do better?
I think it would be really nice to have some areas outside of Lazaretti to work. So I live in Lapad at the moment, and it's nearly an hour's walk here. So I love coming down to Lazaretti because it's beautiful, but sometimes it would be nice to be able to work a little bit nearer to home. And it would be good to know any coffee shops that would have good Wi-Fi and good coffee to be able to work from as well. And I think also because it's a new thing here, digital nomads, so in Dubrovnik. So aside from us 10 and our partners, it would be really great to be able to meet more people if there are people doing this here as well. So anything like meetups and this sort of thing, I think would be good as well, because that's been a bit more of a challenge to be able to find other people who are living a similar lifestyle.
So we are basically talking about there is a community that needs to be formed in order for the whole thing to be better.
Yeah, and that just takes time, I think, when you're sort of starting out somewhere. You can often be on your own a little bit, and you have to create the community yourself as well.
Indeed. And what about working here? Okay, you already mentioned the co-working space is a bit far from where you live, but what about the co-working space itself and just working with these digital nomad colleagues? Are you happy with that? What are some of the challenges there?
I'm really happy with it. I'm a writer now, so it can be a little bit lonely sometimes because it's just you and your computer. So it's really nice to have a space where you can come and talk to people, sometimes bounce ideas off them, and the space is really inspiring as well. It's such a gorgeous space. That I always like to write in nice places. I think it makes writing better when you have some external, something external that inspires you, and Lazaretti definitely does that.
Nice. You and your husband are both fresh digital nomads, right?
Yep.
So how did you decide on that?
We wanted a completely different life to what we had in the UK. So it really came from that. We had a shop, we had a house, we were settled but quite unhappy with that. We both spent all of our spare time travelling, and it just became a point where we said, this is silly, if this is what we want to do, we need to cut ties with the UK and start doing it full-time instead. So it kind of came from a desire to really change our situation, I think. And so far we've been really enjoying it. It was the right decision for us. It's not necessarily be the right decision for everyone to completely up and leave where you come from, but for us it's worked really well for us.
Right. So Dubrovnik has the difficult task of not only being good digital nomad destination for everybody, but actually converting some people into digital nomads, as I see. Dubrovnik is usually a bit low on amenities and services off season. Now, unfortunately, being a COVID year, we are still sort of off season. So did you find any problems with the lack of services, or are you okay with regards to, for example, shops, cafes, restaurants, and so on and so forth?
It's difficult, yeah, as you say, it's difficult to answer when it's COVID times because you don't entirely know what it would be like normally. For me, not particularly. I was sorry to see Cogito coffee shop in the old town is not open yet, or is not reopening, I'm not sure, because I think that would make a really lovely space, but I think that's the only place that I've so far come across that I was sorry that I haven't seen open. For me, I think actually Dubrovnik in a quieter time is a better way of it being anyway. We're really enjoying. We came here, last time we came here was in 2008. It was very, very busy. I think it was July. And it was very, very difficult to get around. There was a huge amount of crowds. So actually I think in a way Dubrovnik lends itself a little bit more to low season, off season, COVID era, because it can breathe a little bit more as a city, I think, and that's been really nice to discover since coming here. So actually, for me, it being low season or off season would not be a problem here.
Right. And during this program, you did have a chance of exploring the surrounding area as well. Is that something you think you would make use of while working here?
Yeah, 100%. I think Corchula was a particular highlight. I really enjoyed being able to discover that island and finding out that the islands are not that far from here, so it's quite nicely connected. And I think particularly in the higher seasons when things are more busy in the town, they'd be a really great place to be able to sort of, run off to when it gets a little bit busy. And I think that's something that Dubrovnik has going for it, that you can have both. You can have busy times in the city, or you can hop on a ferry and be able to discover something a little bit quieter on the islands as well.
Right. And last question, and I don't know if you maybe answered it already, what was the highlight or the best thing about this whole experience so far?
Actually, I think the best thing has been meeting the people. I think that's what a lot of digital nomads will say. Like, it's always really great to be able to meet like-minded people, people who travel full-time as well, because we are a little bit of an unusual bunch, I think. So it's really nice to meet similar people, and I think for me it's always personal connections that make an experience.
Right. Well, thank you very much, Miss Charlie Brown. You're off to work, unfortunately, and I'm going to enjoy a bit more of this view here.